Admiral Joe Sestak with us, former congressman running for the United States Senate in Pennsylvania, in the military for 30 years. Admiral, good to have you with us.
It's nice to be with you, Ed. Thank you.
This is put into words when you hear news like this, Admiral. I mean, you know what these men and women do for this country.
These are double the citizen. These youth of ours are a national treasure. They went overseas knowing they might have to give the ultimate sacrifice for us over there. Now they're at home, actually helping us here at home, doing their job again. There are no words to express it. Their fellow naval, as we call the Marines, they're naval brethren of ours, and they are very special. You know, it's interesting, in the Marine Corps, they never say retired, even after they leave the service. It's always former. There's probably no unit that is closer together than the United States Marine Corps in terms of service of one another.
It's really a service where you have each other's back, isn't it?
It really is. And I can't tell you, when you say the United States Marines have arrived, you can't say anything else. And now they're families. Ed, you know, less than 1% of our families in America have had anyone serve in the wars that were over the last decade, Afghanistan and Iraq. Here they are out there, coming home, and then this crime, this act, if it's a terrorist act, what they find out it is, has occurred to them here at home. You know, we want our wars over there, not here at home. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a crime, whether it's terror, I just really believe that this is really the ultimate sacrifice of those who are double the citizen.
Admiral, I just wanted our audience to make sure that they heard your voice of experience and reason after so many decades of service to this country, so we get the gravity of what unfolded yesterday in Chattanooga. And I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us today. I want to pivot now to Iran. You spent a good part of your career in the Middle East. What is this deal as you see it? Is this a big step forward? Is this a breakthrough? This is this morning on MSNBC. This is Secretary of State John Kerry addressing the issue of the waiting period for the inspections.
That the Iranians, as you know, have been deathly afraid of the IAEA having access to Parchin years later, 10, 15 years later. Why? Because traces of uranium, traces of any kind of fissile material are traceable and are very, very hard to get rid of. If they are afraid of us having entry because we might find something years later, I can assure you our intelligence community is completely comfortable that 24 days is not enough time for them to be able to evade our technical means, our capacity to observe, our ability to be able to know what is happening.
And our audience should know that Admiral Joe Sestak spent many years in naval intelligence. Your thoughts on all of this, Admiral?
I think this is an extraordinarily significant step. It's a cautious step, but it's a crucial step towards a peaceful and potentially permanent stoppage of the Iranians attaining a nuclear weapon. And if successful, what it stops also is a nuclear arms race in the Persian Gulf area, because Saudi Arabia has been aligned with Pakistan. It's why Pakistan, with nuclear weapons, has been actually helping Saudi Arabia in Yemen, because the deal under the table is, if the Iranians get a nuke, Pakistan, you'll help us develop our own. Think about that arms race. Second, if we do have to strike, if this failed, and the Iranians pursued their nuclear weapon, our strikes, at the conclusion of it, would only be able to stop the Iranian program for a few years. And the aftermath of those strikes would make the aftermath of Iraq look like a cakewalk. The midget submarines they have that we cannot pick up in the Persian Gulf, the hundreds of rockets and missiles that can rain down not only on our aircraft carriers, not only on our troops stationed in the Persian Gulf, but also in Israel, would definitely be let loose, never mind the mines and the other aspects of their military arsenal. Could we do it? Yes. But at what cost when we can achieve the same objective if we are able to, as was well spoken by Secretary Kerry, verify before we trust as we go through this agreement day by day?
So the Iranians do have a very capable military and the capability to do horrific damage to an opponent in war. Is that correct?
They have what we call an asymmetrical military that is built to do specific types of unique damage, not in a sense of taking over large swaths of land, but in terms of denying us access to the Gulf, the Persian Gulf. They have hundreds of boats, many of them just fishing boats, to drop mines throughout that Persian Gulf. It would take us months, if not a year, to try to clear the Persian Gulf of mines. They have hundreds of rockets that can rain down upon land across the Persian Gulf, even Israel, as well as our ships. Yes, there is potential for wide damage against our units as we do our job, and we can do it. I've been through the war plans in the past. It was one of our major contingency plans, but it would be wide in scope, deep in breadth, the amount of attacks we would have to do to take down their air defense systems and then go against places like Fordo that is under 300 feet of rock, and we could not permanently keep it out of commission forever. It would take a restrike in a few years.
This is House Speaker John Boehner saying that the nuclear deal just blows his mind.
Given everything I've seen so far, this is a bad deal. It paves the way for a nuclear Iran. And yesterday, the president admitted that it will likely further Iran's support for terror activities throughout the region. It blows my mind that the administration would agree to lift the arms and missile bans and sanctions on a general who supplied militants with weapons to kill Americans. President Obama says it's this deal or war. Well, that's a false choice. The sanctions were working and bringing Iran to its knees. And we're going to continue to review this, but we're going to fight a bad deal that's wrong for our national security and wrong for our country.
Admiral, your response.
What the Speaker Boehner, did not say was that the sanctions were international sanctions. The administration did a very good job of bringing Russia and China, India, and other countries to the sanctions table. They will walk if we do not stand by this agreement. Russia's already starting to open the door. They walk. We could have all the sanctions we want from the United States, but everything will flow, including support for nuclear material that they need to even advance the nuclear program from Russia. What then would Speaker Boehner do? Then the choice comes, military. And if not military, then you leave an arms race open up. Look, here's the real key. There could be enough material, nuclear material for a bomb, in about 2 months from today if Iran decided to do it. This sets them back on their heels a year at least a year. And the military option is always there. And the inspection regime, which President Reagan said, well, verify before you trust, we will do, as you heard the president say. How could anyone think about not having our security advanced by a year when you still have the military option?
Admiral Joe Sestak, the website is Joe, S-E-S-T-A-K, joesestak.com. Joe, great to have you with us. I appreciate it, Admiral.
Thank you so much.
You have a great day.
And again, my best to the families of those Marines. Take care.
Thank you, sir.